Let's have a math lesson. So we've been hitting addition pretty hard, talking about those two add-ins. When you add them together, you get a sum. So we're going to switch gears a little bit. You've been working in Edmonton yesterday and today and through the rest of the week. You're going to start working with subtraction. So we're going to talk about some subtraction strategies to help you solve those problems. Now, when we think addition, we think add, we think join, we think put together. When we think subtraction, we think take away, minus, take apart. So we're going to go over two strategies today. And the first one we're going to do is for subtraction strategies. To solve a subtraction problem, we can say, I can use objects. Now, it's a little hard to draw a picture of what it's like to use objects. So we're going to try and solve 5 minus 2. We're going to use objects. I have a 10 frame and some counters, but you can use whatever you have, any kind of small object. So if I'm solving a subtraction problem, I need to start with the greatest number, start with the largest number. And in a subtraction problem, the greatest number is going to be the first number. So I need to start with 5. Now this problem says 5 minus 2. That's a minus sign. So 5 minus 2. So if I see that minus sign, that means take away. So I start with 5. It says to minus 2. So I'm going to take 2 of these away. 1, 2. Now I need to see how many I have left. So I have 1, 2, 3. That means that 5 minus 2 equals 3. Now we call the answer to an addition problem the sum. We call the answer to a subtraction problem the difference, because it's the difference between these two numbers. So like I said, you don't have to use counters. I just happen to have a 10 frame in counters. You can use whatever you like. So for example, if I said solve 6 minus 4, you might have crayons at your house. Those are small enough, so you would count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because I'm doing 6 minus 4. So I have 6 crayons, and I'm going to subtract 4. So I take away 1, 2, 3, 4. I subtracted those, I took those away. Now I see how many do I have left? 2. So that tells me that 6 minus 4 equals 2. So you can use whatever kind of small object you have at your house. It doesn't have to be fancy counters or math-specific things. You can use any object. So remember, when you're using objects or when you're doing any kind of subtraction problem, you start with that greatest number and then you take away or you minus the next number. So another subtraction strategy, you can think, I can draw pictures. Now we're going to work on this strategy. We're going to see how we write a subtraction problem. Remember, the greatest number is what goes first. So I have all these orange circles, and then I have some of them crossed out. Well, the ones that are crossed out are the ones that I've taken away. So we need to start with the greatest number. So we need to start with how many orange circles I started with, how many there are all together. That's going to be my very first number in a subtraction problem, because I have to start with the greatest number. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I started with 8. So that's 8 minus, how many did I cross out? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the number that I subtracted. That's the number that I took away. Now, how many are not crossed out? How many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would read this problem, 8 minus 4 equals 4. So let's start with a subtraction problem and draw a picture to help us solve that subtraction problem. So let's make sure we do 7 minus 5. I want to solve 7 minus 5. I want to find the difference to this subtraction problem. So if I'm going to draw a picture to help me solve this, I need to start with my first number. Now, when I draw pictures, just like with addition, don't draw anything super detailed and fancy. Just draw something that you can draw quickly. I usually do circles just because it's quick. So 7. I'm going to draw 7 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, So that's the number I'm starting with. And it says minus 5. So I'm subtracting 5. So now I need to cross 5 of these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many are there left? 1, 2. 2. So 7 minus 5 equals 2. Okay, I'm going to give you another problem. You solve it with one of these strategies that works for you. You can pause the video after I write the problem, and you either get some objects and solve the subtraction problem that way, or you can draw a quick picture and solve it that way. Let's do 9 minus 4. We want to find the difference to 9 minus 4. So pause the video, pick your strategy, and solve that problem, and then we'll solve it together. All right, so if you chose use objects, and we wanted to do 9 minus 4. I need to start with 9 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 things, and I'm subtracting 4. So I'm going to take 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many do I have left? What's the difference? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So 9 minus 4 equals 5. Now, if I chose the drawing picture strategy, I'm going to get the same answer as long as I do the subtraction correctly. So 9 minus 4. I'm going to draw lines this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 minus 4. Now I have to cross 4 of these out. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many lines are not crossed out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See? Same answer, no matter which strategy you use, as long as you're paying attention, you're starting with the right number, and you're subtracting the right number. So that's how to solve subtraction problems using objects and drawing pictures.